8 racks. Hmm. Oh, God. Oh, salad robes, man. Oh my god. I forgot about these. Huge. Oh my god. I legitimately forgot that Brute put those in there. I could have been killing those dragons so much faster last night. Fuck. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. I said, don't worry about a thing. Good old salad ribs. Where are my boots? There we go. So got me my Misties. Grab that, that, that. And then throw on what? What do I need? What do I need? What do I need, motherfucker? Food. Gotta go cook some crams today. Crams. Some crambies. Beheaded the king.
Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Paul. In this video, we're breaking down Predator Killer of Killers. The newest installment of the Predator franchise has arrived in animated form, and some damn fools said it was the best. Me. While I don't think this quite best the original, it's still an incredible film that I would definitely rank quite higher. Built in Unreal Engine 5, it's a gorgeous movie that brings a lot with it. Throughout this video, we're going to be going through it all and discussing some of the Easter eggs and things that we learn. If you enjoy, please hit the thumbs up, and if you want to support the channel, we've just launched our Predator Inspired t-shirt at the merch store below. All helps videos like this get made, and with that out of the way, let's jump into the breakdown. Okay, so Killer of Killers is directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who recently cut his teeth on Prey. Killer of Killers is an anthology that centers around 3 warriors from different points in history. All have their own things going on, and they all find themselves in the sights of a predator. This film was first teased by Trachtenberg back in 2024 as a secret project that would come out prior to Predator Badlands. We've broken down the trailer if you want to check out our thoughts on that, but this could give us an even greater idea of where things are going. Now, the movie opens with a passage from the Yucha Codex saying, "Go forth amongst the stars and seek only the strongest prey. They shall be your trophy. Become the killer of killers." The click thing they do. Now, this really reminds me of the moment in Prey where the predator doesn't kill Naru. She wasn't deemed a threat and therefore not worthy prey. Dan Trachtenberg also cements that this is a core tenet of the Yucha Code. We also see the predator's trademark scout ship that opened up the first film. It was also in Prey as well, and yeah, it's just nice seeing it brought across here. Anyway, the stories that we go through are the shield, the sword, and the bullet. The first finds us in 841 AD.
The shield, the
by
sword, and the
When
bullet.
storyteller
Interesting.
hits, we then see a rune above it. This is called an algiz and is a rune for protection and can also mean M in the Viking alphabet. It's a nice touch as the predators have a sort of runic alphabet, which is another thing that the species have in common with the Vikings. The story follows a woman named Ursa who leads her clan on a quest of vengeance against the man who killed her father. Ursa seems to be inspired by the tragic heroine of the same name from the Scandinavian legends, such as Beowulf, and her father's killer Zoran is the name of the Norse god of speed. Those never established exactly where in time they took place, but in real life, 841 AD is when the Vikings first established the Kingdom of Dublin. Maybe Ursa and the Predator can grab a couple of pints. Irish jigs, they always bring people together. It's also mentioned how Ursa's father was the Earl of Ladoga. This might be the Staria Ladoga in Russia, which would explain why the killer appears to be either Slavic or Russian.
It does.
Back to the film though, as the clan set out to find him, Ursa teaches her son Anders the ways of the Viking and their warrior culture. Throughout the first story, I love how we see how the Vikings parallel the Predators. Both of their motivations center around earning an honorable death, as the Vikings believe this took them to Valhalla. Living dishonestly, such as killing an unarmed man, that's something that would stop you from reaching paradise. Along with the runes being similar, the Predators also follow a strict code of honor, and hunting prey that's not able to defend itself often results in banishment from the tribe. Going against the code will lead to a Yucha being exiled. This leads to them having to win their way back in, and there are theories based off the trailer that this is basically what we're going to explore in Badlands. After a brutal fight to infiltrate Zoran's camp, a predator decides to join the party and absolutely decimates the Vikings. Now, the predator featured here seems to be the upgraded predator, which is similar to the one from the 2018 film. The upgraded predator uses the DNA of multiple different species to increase its size and strength. Makes it basically an absolute behemoth. It's mean, it's not nice, it never hits a thumbs up. This predator also comes with some new weapons and uses a rechargeable power gauntlet that releases a massive shockwave. This seems to be a new weapon design for this hulking version of the predator, as I couldn't really find anything similar in the lore. It does look like it's part of an amputation though, and his disability has then been turned into a weapon. We saw the feral predator's arm cut off in Prey, as well as the city predator in Predator 2. There was a Huck predator in AVP Thicker Than Blood, and I love how they just kind of, work with these amputations, which they probably get a lot of because there's a lot of hunting going on. As always though, yeah, let me know if this weapon was used in some obscure comic or video game that I might have missed. Ursa then faces off against this juiced up creature and is able to defeat it using the environment. A frozen lake evens the odds a bit, and he's able to make it impale itself with a shotgun. Now, while Ursa won the battle against the predator, it came at the cost of her son's life. R.I.P. Anders.
I will remember you.
I felt this shows how vengeance only results in more bloodshed and never truly fills the hole left by tragedy. This is also symbolized by the blood face paint that Ursa wears at the beginning of the story. That's washed away during her fight with the predator, and symbolically, that could also be because her father's killer was finally ended. In the end, she sees the folly against violence, and we'll talk more about that.
For fuck's sake, mate.
During this, we also see the predator rip off a Viking's head, and we see a part of its spine. Naturally, we can't show it because of YouTube censorship, but it's on brand for the killer of killers. They of course take skulls as trophy like we've seen in the franchise and then polish them up and basically display them like some nice Funko Pops. Ursa then returns and we see her with an electronic collar around her neck being held prisoner. We're going to be going into that all more in just a bit, but firstly, just a quick word from our sponsors. This video is sponsored by Free. I had a $5 buy. Looks like you should be linking the. Following on from the runes, the title sequence has the word sword written in kanji above it. We're then taken to Japan in 1609, where two young warriors train to earn their place as a student of a samurai master. It's even possible that this master and his students may be inspired by the first shogun in the Edo period. That was Tokugawa Ieyasu. He invaded the Raikuki kingdom in 1609 and was an extremely notable warrior. Also, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm genuinely an idiot. It looks worse on me. Either way though, it makes sense that predators would seek out that kind of man. The two boys may also be inspired by his senior advisor and deputy commander. Those were Kabayama Hisataka and reconnaissance force leader Hirata Masume, who led the attack. During their fight, one of the boys puts down his sword and he refuses to fight the other. However, the other boy takes the opportunity and attacks him while his guard's down, which earns him his spot. One thing to note here is to begin the battle, their master uses his sword to create a small split in the banister overlooking the castle, which will come into play later. The kid then runs off like a loser to go and watch Screen Crush, and we fast forwarded 20 years later. During that time, the boy who chose to attack his friend took his master's place as a samurai, while the other became a ninja consumed with getting revenge. After years of training, the ninja warrior infiltrates the samurai castle, and the two face off again to determine who truly is the better warrior. The animation is stunning, you know, while the ninja tries to stop the alarm from being sounded, and I think it's some of the best animation that I've seen in the West for a while. I don't watch like Lilo and Stitch and stuff or Pixar much recently, so I'm not sure where that's at.
Hey man, Lilo and Stitch was actually gas.
Fantastic. What this does, though, is continue the theme.
It was actually good.
Ninjas were traditionally seen as less honorable than samurai, who had a strict code like the Ucha. Even in stuff like the Kabuki Theater, they were seen as the dishonorable counterpart to the samurai. So the boy who refused to fight, which was actually seen as being honorable when you look back, he kind of went on a path of dishonor. As they fight, a predator uses its camouflage to observe them and learn who's the greater warrior. This is done through the heat vision mode that we often see in the franchise. The ninja then ends up winning the fight, and the samurai seemingly falls to his death after the banister holding him breaks from where his master split it. That's what we call foreshadowing, kids. The predator then attacks the ninja, as his victory proved him a worthy opponent. The predator featured here seems to bear resemblance from the feral predator from 2022's Prey, and hell, it might even be an ancestor. Prey is set in 1719 and not too far away from the events of this short. Now, the feral predator is a subspecies of predators that develop different characteristics than the classic jungle hunter predators. This is due to
Shaquille O'Neal, what's up, dude? How you doing, Martin?
their key characteristics.
Doing alright, buddy?
They have a thicker brow, flattened face, and larger lower mandibles. However, the design could also be that of a super predator, which were featured in 2010's Predator. Similar to the feral predator, super predators are larger in size and also possess larger mandibles due to having a longer face. The hunter also comes with a new weapon, which is a retractable chain and wrist gauntlet. This chain might even be a reference to a kunai on a chain, which was made famous by the Mortal Kombat character Scorpion. All in all, though, this guy's pretty bad news. We can also see the combi stick on the back of the creature, which looks more like the spear of this era. Ursa also used a spear in her story, and it might even be possible they adapted things from that. The combi stick is of course particularly brutal though, as it slices and dices people up. The ninja warrior is barely able to evade the predator, and it chases him across the rooftops before he falls into a small pond beneath the castle. However, the trouble isn't over yet. Luckily though, the samurai's not dead either. He returns to finish their battle, and the two fight for a brief moment until the predator comes smashing down like you smashing the like button. Shabow! The warriors then join together to fight off the hunter and weaken it by placing one of its own bombs onto its chain claw. This then gives them an opening for a Mortal Kombat finisher to put the predator down for good. It's then revealed that the two warriors are brothers, and the samurai dies from being stabbed during the fight. This leaves the ninja warrior as the sole survivor, and that then takes us into our next story. The third and final story of the film follows World War II pilot Johnny Torres. He encounters
on holiday, passed my exams, chilling. Yo, that's what's up. Good, congratulations. Not too much, man. I went and seen my daughter yesterday. It's been chilling. Really not too much.
1942.
New here.
After multiple Allied planes are blown out of the sky, the remainder of the unit takes to the air, and they leave Torres
Not
behind
too
with
much
his
new
Predator
here, bro.
guards
I
and pieces
can't
of
lie.
shit. Once in the air, they encounter a Predator ship flown by another new Predator, the Pirate Predator, which I'm calling that because of the eye patch. It's nice actually seeing this aerial dogfight though, as that's something we've not witnessed in the series before, and we never really get to see just how technologically advanced their ships are. Everything's always done on the ground in jungles, cities, that sort of thing, so yeah, taken to the sky just adds a great new dynamic. Using drones to lock onto the other planes and whip them out the sky with ease, the Predator makes quick work of the naval planes, leaving only commanding officer Bandy left in the air. Little Easter egg for you, yeah, the naval officer Bandy, he's voiced by Michael Biehn, who played Corporal Hicks in Aliens, as well as Kyle Reese in The Terminator.
Yo,
His
it's
role here
sick.
puts him in the exclusive club of actors alongside Bill Paxton and Lance Henriksen to appear in 3 of the biggest 80s franchises. Those are Aliens, Predator, and Terminator. And yeah, great scene.
Any plans this summer? I just taking it chill streaming while I'm working full time.
Which disrupts its heat
I got like
sensors.
40 hours of work every week,
Decides to sacrifice
3
his
till
ship
11.
to give Torres a chance to
Go and
escape.
see my daughter every other
She's split into
weekend.
pieces by some crazy laser whip, which does give
I mean, my daughter will probably come down here for a couple sleepovers or some shit. Not really anything crazy. Nothing too exotic, you know? I'm not going on vacation or anything. So, just working, more work.
Torres a small window to work, but not in the way I think he intended.
How am I doing
Game
today?
over,
Pretty good, man.
game
Pretty
over.
good. It's,
After
you know,
an
just gonna be a
intense
nice
chase
chill
through
day for
town,
me.
which is in the middle of
Go
a
hang out with my
massive
brother in a little while. Go check on our pot plants. Fucking gonna make something delicious to eat for dinner tonight.
To experience the peace, and he's then abducted by the
Nothing too
predators outside
crazy,
his
man.
father's garage. My guy just cannot catch a break. Before moving on to the end, I also wanted to point out just
Yeah,
how
part-time work?
details
Nice. What are you
each
doing
of
for
the
work?
stories. Throughout each of their encounters with the predators, each warrior reflects different aspects of the predator culture. Ursa represents the savage and brutal nature of the hunt, whereas the ninja parallels the methodical aspects of patience and surveying the enemy's plan to then form an attack. Torres, on the other hand, just represents the tactical and strategic aspects of outsmarting an enemy. Not only did they defeat the predators in their respective stories, but each possessing these specific qualities is most likely why they were chosen to participate in the final hunt. You might also notice that all the predators are defeated with chains in some form or another. Symbolically, this could play into the chains the warriors later find themselves in. Ultimately, they break through them, and thus the chains they use become something that enslaved them, and they manage to escape them and then earn their freedom. Does that make sense? Is that a film analysis thing? Will I get a first at uni for that? After Torres is abducted, though, the 3 stories converge and bring the warriors to their ultimate test. Torres wakes
That's
up in
nice.
the
Yeah.
cryo chamber, showing how
I
each of the
mean,
warriors
you know,
were able
work's
to be
work.
there despite being from different periods across time. The warriors are then led from their cell by predator guards and placed into a giant arena. There's predators lining the stands, lots of predators showing up, and it's basically Chris Hansen's biggest episode ever. There's an enormous skull also featured in the middle of the battlefield. Now, while it isn't specified, this is most likely Aocha Prime, which is the predator home planet. We can guess this due to it being based on a binary star system, which can be seen later towards the end of the film. More unlikely, but we need to go through the theories, yeah? This could also be the planet BG386 from the Alien vs Predator video game. It also actually included an ancient arena used by the Predators, so...
So grocery store, I do a variety of stuff. I'm looking for an internship. It's part of my study. So I quit when I get the new job. Nice. I wouldn't mind getting an apprenticeship as a plumber, but like our country is just going to shit. So I don't even really know if it's worth it.
Before a predator can be considered an adult and allowed to hunt off-world, a group of 3 hunters must first kill a
Not
creature
bad.
and present it to the clan elders. The concept for the creature was actually created by Sideshow Collectibles as background information for their ceremonial mask prop. Thus, it hasn't really featured in any of the games or comics, so there's no way to know what this creature actually looks like. So I'm just gonna go with, that's a Quizata Ridge. Great job, Trachtenberg, you're pleasing true fans like me who can't even pronounce the fucking names. The warriors are then met by the ultimate test.
I'm working in a factory, working with a bunch of like plastic parts and shit. Honestly, it's fucking cancer working at this place.
the Predator's
Fucking
skull, so
sucks.
it's a badass. The Predator King's ship is also fitted with numerous bones that can be seen later in the film, with it depicting a facehugger skeleton across the top. A Predator King is one of the most obscure ranks of Predator culture, with them only being alluded to or mentioned throughout the Predator's history. As opposed to elder Predators who act as a clan's leader, a Predator King is the supreme ruler of numerous different clans and is said to sit on a throne of xenomorph trophies. The closest depiction of a Predator King comes from the Rage War novels, where they introduce Kalacta. This is a 1,000-year-old predator who was the leader of their species but never explicitly stated to be king. This is the first instance of a Predator King being shown in action, and it's probably the coolest looking predator we've seen yet. Which I'm having to say because he's probably standing behind me. This also explains why each warrior faced off against a different type of predator in the film, as all of their clans are under the Predator King. The king demands that the warriors prove themselves in a battle to the death against each other, and the last one standing gets the honor of facing him in battle. This is also the first time a predator is shown to speak an actual language as opposed to their usual dialect of clicks and roars. Predators have of course also been known to mimic human speech, with
I hope you
some
somehow
communicating to
enjoy it. I
speakers in English.
mean,
I don't think they've ever shown them communicating through spoken
I'll
language. To begin their final
I'll
test,
survive.
each warrior is then presented with a weapon of their time, with
What's
Ursa
your
getting an
favorite
axe,
soda or
Loki getting a
drink?
samurai
My
sword,
favorite soda
Torres getting the
is
absolute worst weapon, a flintlock pistol. That's
a
crazy.
tie between cream soda or Dr.
What's that
Pepper.
thing on it? What's that thing? That's a
Either
fucking
one,
collectible.
but I don't really like drinking them too often. My favorite drink is water. Period.
Yes, I'm sure every fan recognizes it, and it might be the most important pistol in Predator history. In terms of film releases, the pistol was first given to Danny Glover in Predator 2 after his victory over the City Hunter. Its origins were then shown in Prey, where Naru uses it in her final battle with the feral predator. She then presented it to her tribe at the end of the film, and this seems to be the next stop on the pistol's journey. Which means that this hunt must take place somewhere between 1942 when Torres was taken and 1997. However, I do wonder if this is in present day
Delish,
now,
yeah.
and if it is, it is
Barks
funny to
root
think
beer
that
is
Predator
also
gave us a
top
pistol
tier,
and
but
we're
it's
like,
got to be Barks. Barks got bite.
you got pranked, bro. There's also a long comic story for it originally, which we discussed in our Prey breakdown, but it has since been decanonized. So yeah, not sure how much it's worth bringing up, but that's in the video if you want to learn more. Okay, anyway, back to this fight. Torres tries to get them to work together as Ursa attacks the samurai, but he refuses to fight. Disappointed with how long the fight is taking, the king releases a Rancor Cthulhu-type monster to make things much more interesting. Torres saves Ursa, which then makes her see him as her son Anders, right before he's eaten by the monster. This makes Ursa fully join the fight and then work with the ninja. He kind of doesn't want to just repeat what happened with his brother and thus ends up staying his hand. Working together, the two manage to take it down and Torres survives within its stomach. Torres then finds a predator gauntlet to free their exploding collars and they take the fight to the king. Despite their best efforts though, the Predator King is still able to overpower them until Torres saves them by getting the ship running and blowing the king back. However, the Predator King isn't done yet, and Ursa decides to stay back to give the other two a chance to escape. This brings her quest of vengeance full circle, as she tells them not to avenge her. Torres and the ninja successfully fly the ship away from the arena to make their escape, and we end with the Predator King calling all the clans to hunt them down. Multiple ships come
Bro,
over there.
what? I gotta watch this movie. This shit looks fucking good. Damn. Damn, the movie looks fucking hella good.
Even if they make it back to Earth, fuck knows what the ninja's gonna be like, but hope I've got a new subscriber there. That brings a close of this story though, but the film has more to give us in terms of teasers for the future. We see Ursa's being put back in a cryo sleep as the two predator guards wheel her capsule to a giant wheelhouse. This is filled with countless other cryo chambers, and it kind of feels like it's paying homage to the ending of Raiders of the Lost Ark. I did wonder if the opening with Torres as well, if that was a nod to Indiana Jones, as it felt very in line with that. Like, it feels like the opening of Crystal Skull, but that's like the worst one, so I don't know if they're acknowledging that. Well, I suppose Dial of Destiny's not that good either, but yeah, just strange to do it.
It's called capitalism.
It is, of course, owned by Disney, though, so yeah, maybe they're just doing those connections. As they wheel Ursa through the chambers, though, we see a couple of interesting things and some very familiar faces. The first is a freaky-looking alien with huge eyes, 6 limbs, a creepy smile, and yeah, just looks like a nightmare. This alien species is known
But it would have been so dope if it had a xenomorph. Does this game have DLC? No, man. There's a membership that you can sign up for.
Kathy are an ancient alien race
Zezima, what's up, dude?
the Milky Way galaxy.
There's
Biologically grown to
there's a
predators.
membership you can sign up for,
Only species that the predators fear.
and yeah,
Kathy have actually been mentioned in lots of
like the membership unlocks like the full game, or you got like
Alien Out of the Shadows, Alien Sea of Sorrows,
the base game, you know.
Incursion, Alien Invasion, and Alien vs Predator Armageddon. There, though, they're described as a creature with 4.
I gotta go for Ward 50 smithing today later.
The Drew Cathy were also super tight with his xenomorphs, and
I'm actually curious to see how many gold
The
bars.
second chamber we see is a bit harder to make out, but it's definitely a dude. Going off the assumption that these are people or creature who've defeated a predator in battle, my guess is that it would be Arnold Schwarzenegger's Dutch from that first Predator movie.
You son of a bitch.
While almost impossible to see clearly, it does look like the card has something that looks like dirt over his left eye
Let's
and
see.
a 5 o'clock shadow, which is how Dutch was depicted in the film. While Dutch's story has
You excited for GTA 6? I didn't even have anything to play it
Looks
on.
like Predator Concrete
So, not
Jungle,
really.
The Predator 2 novel, Predator Cold War, Predator Dark River, Predator vs Judge Dredd, Predators Beating the Bullet, Predator Hunting Grounds video game, Predator Stalking Shadows, Predator Eyes of the Demon, and Predator Last Hunt. What happened to him after his encounter with a predator has never been revealed in the main canon of films. Another possibility is that it could be Quinn McKenna who killed the upgraded Predator in 2018's The Predator. We last saw Quinn taking the lead of the Stargazer project.
Yeah, you need to. It's only coming out on console, right?
Although I like to
So.
pretend that movie didn't happen. Like, oh, I own all the films except that one. On my last breakdown as well, the Predator one, I said at one point I didn't like Predators. And everyone's like, whoa, in the comments, like, what the fuck do you mean that's the best one? Like, I'll be honest with you, mate. It had been a long day. I'd been saying Predator, The Predator, Predators, and it just got mixed up in that. It was just reading this stuff, it's very strange. If you ever record a video, you'll know what I mean. You sometimes add an S onto stuff and sometimes leave one off. And it fucked the video. It's ruined. But yeah, that film's terrible. Predators is great, but yeah.
Like, I never swears. That's crazy. He forgot to blur that out.
Then get the biggest reveal of the bunch with the last chamber containing Naru. Last seen in 1719, after defeating the feral predator, she became the new war chief of her tribe. While seemingly a happy ending, if you watch the credit sequence, you'll have seen predator ships arriving. In hindsight, this set up her appearance here as it was showing the predators returning to abduct her. This also explains how the predators recovered the pistol and it showed up in the final battle. The concept of predators keeping prey in cryo-hibernation chambers was also first introduced in 2024's Predator The Last Hunt 1. There, one of their stasis farms is discovered, which contains tens of thousands of chambers with more farms scattered around different planets. This hasn't really been expanded upon since, but it seems to be making its way into the films. Along with this shown in the scene, it's likely that we may see other characters from the Predator franchise who
Not a single key, by the way, for this draw.
Rose and Isabel from Predators, or maybe Mike
from this
Harrigan
task.
from Predator 2, though he is too old for this shit. As for what's going on here, though, I do wonder if there's an even bigger Killer of Killers tournament that they're saving all these characters for. We know in films like Predators that people are selected for certain hunts as well, and this may be where they choose their quote-unquote prey from. Can't wait to see these characters return, though, so yeah, I think we might even see these characters used in a sort of Predators sequel, or we might even get Predator Killer of Killers. This brings us to the end of the film, though, and it leaves massive implications going forward. As of my thoughts, though, Predator Killer of Killers proves that Trachtenberg's the man to bring the franchise in the new era. Like, I watched it and I thought, we might actually be back in peak Predator fandom. Being animated, the anthology features some of the best action scenes in any of the Predator films, and it exposes the audience to different forms of the iconic movie monster. The film does something that no other Predator film's done as well by incorporating different aspects of Predator history and starting to bridge the gap between the films. It neatly pulls in lots of things from the extended universe lore and gives the Predators a definitive history and culture. While I'm already a massive fan of Predator, I even like Predator 2. I love Predators, just to clear that up. I love Prey as well. I'm still a massive fan of all those, but Killer of Killers, it might actually make me the most excited for what's coming down the line. Those are the films, you know, they're great movies.
It looks like a really good movie. I ain't gonna lie.
wolves and sheep in this world, kid.
You win.
What do I win? Are you gonna play it straight, or are you gonna be colorful?
Each week, we break down another Better Call Saul episode in order. A lot goes down in this one, and I've got 42 details you might not know in Season 2, Episode
Only
7.
need to kill 2 dragons.
We start with the flashback teaser that was originally filmed for Pimento in Season 1, 2 years before it aired, but cut for time. They did not put it on the DVD as a deleted scene because they hope to still use it, and now's its time to shine.
Timmy, how's that sweeping going?
Going good, Pop.
And we get to view it with the context of Chuck's earlier story about their dad and his store.
Jimmy grew up in that store.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, sir. I was wondering if maybe you could help me.
We're in 1973, the earliest we've seen so far in this universe.
Seems like something's missing, doesn't it?
What about the soul?
La familia es todo.
Yo lo necesito. Él es mi compañero.
The art department worked extra hard to put 1973 appropriate products on the shelves, and this can definitely be seen with the magazines. Here are 8 examples we see from August 1973, except for the Mad magazine from July. And that's correct because there was no August issue that year. The Time magazine cover and even the Playboy mention the Watergate scandal, which adds to the theme of conmen. It's also not the first Nixon reference in this universe.
Look at Watergate.
I'm Nixon now?
No.
The store is decorated with Cubs pennants, one of which we saw in Danny's house, but Cicero's in the south side of Chicago and would be filled with White Sox fans, especially in the 70s.
If you can help me, I would be so grateful.
I can come out and check your car for you.
I appreciate that, but if you could possibly just spare $5 instead.
Now let's look at all the brands on the shelves, brought to you by Golden Goose. Ralph's and Psst are Kroger brands which wouldn't be seen outside of Kroger-owned stores. And although it has a 70s look, Kroger's Psst brand wasn't introduced until 2014, so that's a 41-year anachronism. Old Chicago beer is a nice touch, as those stopped being made in the 70s. Back then, Jay's Chips were from a Chicago-based family business, so that's another good choice. Duchess Asparagus appears to be a much newer brand. The Hunts can is too modern, and the Moon Pie logo
Full moon pie.
is also too new. The Cool and Jiffy logos are correct, although the Jiffy logo has never changed, just like Jimmy will never change.
Psst, Doug, come here.
Damn.
He's calling you, just like that bum from last week.
Jimmy.
Every grifter in town knows that this is the spot to come for an easy handout.
Sorry to bother you folks.
Khan's chips are a good background for this con man, who previously was a regular on the X-Files spin-off The Lone Gunman, a show in which Michael McKean appeared.
Shoot him all in the head.
No bother.
Sitting on the cash register is a Secret Service challenge coin from the Las Vegas field office and a chip from an Atlantic City casino that wasn't built until 1984. Perhaps these are from customers who had no money but offered these to Jimmy's dad instead.
There's $10 for you.
Sir, that is so generous.
Well, it seems like this might be a big reason why.
$14,000 was just gone.
I'm gonna find those spark plugs. We'll get your car started for you, okay? Come on, Jimmy, just man the till.
How much for a carton of cools?
$4.
Yeah, give me a carton.
Money first.
The register changes from $5 to 0, then back to $5 without Jimmy touching it.
Give me 2 cartons. Come on. There are wolves and sheep in this world, kid. Wolves and sheep. Figure out which one you're gonna be.
There are many references to both wolves and sheep in the show.
The wolf raid.
Shepherd boy.
Shepherd boy.
Shepherd eyes like the wolves at the door.
Just like a wolf.
Shepherd boy.
The Dancing in the Moonlight song playing in the background could also be a nod to wolves. The first time I watched this, I thought this flashback was going to exonerate Jimmy.
I found the, Did he leave? Sir!
But he does share some blame. He decided to be a wolf. Still, Chuck is wrong to blame all his dad's woes on him. But I think that if Chuck really blamed Jimmy for his dad's death, he'd never speak to him again. So I'm going to say he was intentionally misleading Kim.
Don't let me interrupt.
Oh, hey, sorry. Thank you for seeing us. I regret to inform you that Mr. Ehrmantraut will be amending his original statement a tad.
A tad?
He can no longer, in good conscience, claim that the gun found at the scene belonged to Tuco Salamanca.
So whose gun was it?
Do you know how many guns there are in Albuquerque? Somewhere between the number of rattlesnakes and grains of sand.
That's pretty colorful. I'm going to count it.
You said Salamanca pulled it and pointed it at you.
Each time they come back to this shot, the globe is spun to a different spot.
Well, I didn't.
Why are you changing your story?
Good citizenship.
There was only one set of prints on the gun. How's that gonna happen if it wasn't his?
Maybe it fell from a passing bird's beak and Mr. Salamanca caught it and tried to throw it away. I mean, the possibilities are endless.
And the gun is...
Nobody's. Are you really keeping your word, Mike? At any rate, it gets Hector what he wants.
We want to put this guy away for years. The gun makes all the difference, you know that.
The gun was not Salamanca's. If you try to introduce it in evidence, Mr. Ehrmantraut will make himself available to the defense, and he will set the record straight.
Did he threaten you or pay you off?
Whoa! Okay, that's it. We're done. You're doing the right thing. The Salamanca character, maniac. I had my own thing with him. I'll spare you the gory details, but it was a deal and a half.
And you're telling me this why?
Don't be too tough on yourself. I would have done the same thing.
Jimmy's approval makes Mike feel even worse.
Today, no charge.
You take the next one and build me.
Mr. White, we got it. It's pure glass, Mr. White.
Just because we're no longer in the 70s doesn't mean we're done with anachronisms.
Hey, Jimmy.
That's a Kia Soul, which wasn't a model until 2008, and this one is probably from 2013.
Did you tell
What's up,
her?
Rox?
I can't really talk right now.
What's
Runa.
the offer, you think? I mean, brass tacks.
It's not going to be as plush as your deal at Davis and Maine.
This one's really subtle, but you can see the second camera's reflection in this car's bumper.
They'll make me partner in 2 years, as opposed to.
Oh, 3 more, sure, but
Jimmy, did you have something you needed?
No, just checking in. I'll see you later, okay?
If you play your cards right.
Jimmy has a reason for asking a bunch of questions about her Schweikert and Coakley deal, but we won't know it until later in the episode.
Would you be so kind as to take a letter from me? Dear Cliff, my heart is heavy as... No, it sounds like a medical condition.
Jimmy knows a thing or two about fake medical conditions. I neglected to count them, but now's a good time to start.
I got a bad case of face blindness.
IBS. GERD. It is with a heavy heart that I tender my resignation to Davis and Maine. What's wrong? You think I'm laying it on too thick?
I just didn't realize how unhappy you were here.
Aw.
It's not your fault.
It's so much to give up. I mean, the perks alone.
Yeah.
And the bonus?
They already cut me the check. I get to keep the bonus.
Not if you quit.
I didn't mean that.
You like it here, right?
I love it. Forget this happened.
Mum's the word.
Sub twin chillin'.
These inflatables were custom made for the
What are
show.
you
The ones that
saying?
are normally available for sale have a much simpler design and no necktie. This song was chosen by Vince. He heard it playing on satellite radio while driving to work. Time for Jimmy to be colorful, literally. He's got every color in the rainbow, although there's a theory
work
that he
again?
shifted the
Damn.
colors to avoid indigo and steer clear of his arch nemesis. I don't know, maybe. Indigo's a hard color to pin down, plus he's going for tacky, so maybe it's a compliment to Howard. Channel member Can tracked his outfits through the montage, and he never wears these last two shirts, although he wears others not shown here.
Hi, this is Al Newman of Allied Funeral Homes.
Al Newman is an odd choice for his name since the Mad Magazine character shown at the beginning is Alfred E. Newman.
Nice tie.
Thanks.
Believe
Is
or
it
not,
dog
part of the
shit?
inspiration for
Yeah.
The Tube Man segments here was Napoleon Dynamite, and the creators view this as the first time we're seeing some Saul.
What are you doing? Got a juicer for the office. Jimmy, it's very loud. Sure you can. Two, coming right up. Oh.
He should have watched some Billy Mays.
Why spend hundreds of dollars on these appliances? Quick Chop is easier than a food processor. Clean up's a breeze.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Same, yeah.
Oh, so I'm spreading it around.
Nice sake, Jimmy.
Backwards only. Solo backwardo.
Backwardo is not proper Spanish, but it is the name of a Jesse designed superhero.
Backwardo. Wait, no, I changed it to Rewindo.
Don Clifford wants his floors clean, limpia.
Dude, I'm from Michigan.
I'm from Michigan. I'm from Michigan.
Can I have everyone's attention, please? Frankly, this is not a conversation I ever thought I would have in my professional career. Someone is not flushing.
And we're not talking about our number one.
Yes, thank you, Aaron. Now, I'm not here to shame anyone, nor to even want to know who did it.
It was me.
Jimmy, I just said I didn't want to know.
Hey, we need the water.
Aaron's top has hot air balloons all over it, which is more of an Albuquerque thing than Santa Fe.
Every time you flush a toilet, you waste a gallon of water. What could be greener than this?
As Aaron said,
We take our ecological footprint pretty seriously here.
and that's the key to Jimmy's actions, plausible deniability. He can claim he had pure intentions.
The low-flow toilets, Jimmy. From now on, flush.
You can see an early glimpse of the bagpipes here.
What is that? Jimmy!
Oh, you could hear this through the door?
What do you think you're doing?
I took your advice. I'm blowing off steam.
I was just blowing off some steam. Hope you've got a way to decompress. Everybody needs something.
I mean, it really helps with stress. I heard that the key is you have to keep this bag inflated.
Enough! I want you in my office.
I think we see where Jimmy's logo inspiration came from.
You win.
What do I win?
You're fired.
What? Cliff, if this is about the bag...
It's not about the bagpipes. Well, of course it's the bagpipes, since they're not just this optical migraine you call a business suit.
This is ironic because as Dr. Ehrlich and St. Elsewhere, he was often criticized for his own wild shirts.
You're wearing my favorite Hawaiian shirt, which is my favorite possession in the world.
It's about you keeping your bones. That's what this is about. If I fire you not for cause, but for being an all-around jackass, yeah, hooray for you. I could fight you on this, but you're not worth my time.
The reality is that Cliff probably could have still fired him for cause, so here he makes it clear that it's just not worth the aggravation.
What did I do to deserve this kind of behavior? We gave you opportunities and held that Coco Bolo desk. Do you see a desk like that in here?
From the start, they portrayed Davison, Maine like a great place where anyone should like to work, unlike HHM. So the fallout here is 100% on Jimmy.
I tried to make it work. Really, I did. I'm just a square peg.
If you knew that, why did you take the job?
I'm sorry. How much was the desk?
$7,000.
I'll write you a check.
Fine, for whatever good that does. Take your desk and get out.
For what it's worth, I think you're a good guy.
For what it's worth, I think you're an asshole.
Oh.
Hey, you threw away a soda can.
It looks like 2 spaces after periods is the HHM house style too. This is the first of many inconsistent Kim addresses, but the thing that's notable here is that there's no apartment number.
Yeah, it's open.
These are Office 2003 style toolbars shown a year before they existed. I guess Kim decided to save her letter as document 1 because it doesn't prompt her when she closes it. And then her desktop is just a mess. It lives inside its own visible window and it uses Windows 7 icons from 2009. At least the taskbar is consistent with Skylar's and Mike's. And Kim's Dell monitor did exist in 2002, unlike Howard's.
Jimmy.
Hey, can I talk to you for a minute?
Well, yeah, but make it quick.
Can we talk in the conference room?
Why? What is going
Yo.
on? Spill it.
We don't normally get a great view of outside the conference room, but here we get a glimpse of the building used for HHM's exterior, because in real life the conference room is in a different building.
Schweikert and Coakley will pay your debt to HHM and make you a partner in 2 years, correct?
Yes. Why?
Would you entertain a better offer?
From who?
From me. I'll make you partner.
Going to dog shit, man. What the fuck is going on here?
It's appropriate for the proof of concept, but I like that Jimmy put 1234 Address Avenue. This card design is pretty impractical. It kept getting bent and they actually digitally fixed it.
You and me, together. If Schweikert can pay your debt, so can I.
And this is why he cared so much about keeping his signing bonus.
Be our own bosses, build our own future.
Be our own bosses.
This is always an attractive thought after dealing with a difficult boss like Howard, or
Tuco. Cut out
Oh, he's up in Nance mowing the lawn.
You're an amazing lawyer. This is your chance to show the world that.
Yeah. So why not go to Schweikart?
You deserve more than just a lateral move. That's what Schweikart represents.
Yeah.
He's just Howard Hamlin by a different name.
What about you and Davis in Maine?
I quit today.
Sounds like a plan, man. I'll be around.
What happened?
That job was never
Peace.
the right fit for me. This is.
he's singing a completely different tune from last episode when he was trying to convince her to take Rich's job.
I'm good. I got what I wanted.
It's kind of weird that Kim doesn't call him out on that.
If we're gonna be law partners, I need to know one thing. What kind of lawyer are you gonna be? Are you gonna play it straight? Or are you gonna be colorful?
72 colorful references and counting tell us he's going to be colorful.
Skeletons, chain skirt.
Play it straight. Right down the line. I'm gonna dot every I, and I'm gonna cross every.
Oops, we only get a half one there. He does have a tendency to do
Yeesh.
half expressions like this.
If a tree falls in the forest, you know, you get the point.
A square peg.
$171. I guess we just gotta do Motherload Mine until we get the smithing. So we got 971 gold bars. $971 gold bars. Jeez. All right. Give me some of this gold, you feel me? $970. $169. Well, these are supposed to give you a hammer. Or is it this one? It's that one. I was gonna say. 14. Nice. Nice. That was fast. Nice, that was fast. Whee! Motherload Mine. Oh, they have regional finals today for Apex? No shot, brother. Damn, that's fucking gas. We're watching that. So I'm gonna go out with my brother. When I get back, I'll do a nice deep clean. Nice deep clean in my room. I think that's the plan. Get a nice deep clean going, and then fucking hop on and so what's good. I'm gonna be here for another half hour though. So I just get to chill till then. Edgeville. Why can't I have like medium clues like this on my fucking Iron Man where I just run around and dig? Literally fucking every clue I gotta buy done this shit. Like, oh my god. The courage. Worth the while. Go to the lookout. VIP, here we come. I'll take some free smithing XP. Bro. Kidding me? Bro, it's so weird seeing like tens of thousands of runes and shit. Like, it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. $40 gold nuggets. 10 gold nuggets. Gem bag, coal bag. Jesus. I think it's like 100 to use the thing upstairs as well. Taking that free fucking smithing XP every time, bro. Every time. $25 from all that. I have lots of coal when this is done, that's for damn sure. 200K just for 50. $200K. Nah, I don't think that's worth it. I'm just gonna mine that shit. I'll just take the fucking free ores that come along with it. Definitely. Stronghold. Oh, the agility spot? What? Really? Yeah. The fuck? Stick that on. Zookeeper, Ardoin. Ardoin. The sack is empty. I'm like clicking on the wrong end. I'm retarded. This is giving me another clue. He gave me another clue. I have 41 Slayer now. Oh my god, look at me go, dude. Brimhaven, USA. Ardougne. Go over here. Should probably go move my car pretty soon for my parents and stuff. Well, okay, what's up? Nothing good. Dabbed out into another dimension, are you? Oh boy. Atta boy. I think I'm going to deposit this dirt here. Deposit this shit here. And then I'm going to go just, start my day basically. Alright, Squirt. Yo, appreciate you, brother. I'll be live later today if you want to come hang out. If not, I appreciate you for chilling. You're a fucking legend around these parts. God bless you, sir. Stay safe out there. Peace out.